All right, so good morning, everybody. Welcome to a practice finding some balance between freedom and stability. So we will begin on our backs today. Let's go ahead and move there, and you can bend your knees, put your feet flat on the mat. And we'll begin by tuning into our breath, finding some stability here in this supine position. So if it's more comfortable, you can take your feet a bit wide and let your knees knock in towards each other. That helps release the low back just a bit. And then you can let your hands rest either down at your side or maybe on your belly as we begin some focus and breath work. Begin by noticing your breath this morning. And as you breathe in and you feel your belly move up towards the sky, feel your back body move towards the mat. Feel your side bodies expand towards each side of your room or space. And see if you can deepen the breath so that it begins from even lower. And give yourself time to breathe in through the belly, through the diaphragm, through the lungs. And then time on the exhale as well. Notice if there's a place where you are rushing or clinching. Our peak posture today will be pyramid pose, a deep forward fold. And with our torso folded over, our breath changes. So let's be very attentive to what happens here when the breath is given a different type of freedom as we are open, supported by the ground beneath us. And I invite you to take a moment to set an intention for your day. Or your class. And then let's separate your knees if they're not already. Keep your feet about max distance. You can take your arms to a cactus if that feels good to bring some opening to the chest. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, allow both knees to fall to the right. We'll move this a bit before we hold. So inhale back up to center. Then exhale, knees fall to the left. Inhale back up through center, knees to the right. Back up and exhale, knees to the left. One more time, each side. Feeling into the spaces in your hips. Noticing what is stable here. And come back to center. Bring your feet hip distance apart and bring your feet so that they're moved in just a bit to support you as we move into dynamic bridge pose. So arms extend down by your side, fingers reach toward your toes. And then on your inhale, push down through your feet, lift your hips up. Neck stays neutral as arms come up overhead. Maybe even shake your fingers just a little bit at the top. And then exhale, roll down your spine, bring your hands back. Take 3 more of these. So take your time, as it might feel good to hold in one spot, but use your breath to push down to the big toe mound of your foot. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And last, inhale up and exhale. Roll the spine down. Your tailbone comes to the mat. Both knees in towards your chest. You can hold on at your hamstrings behind your knees, on top of your knees. And if it feels good, you can rock side to side. Let's just stir the pot here a little bit. So hands come to your knees. We'll take 3 circles towards the right. Inhaling, push your knees all the way over and around. Exhale, back to center. So you're rocking a bit on your low back here. Then let's go the other direction. Great. And then bring your left foot down to the mat. Keep your right knee in towards your chest. You can interlace your fingers around your knee. Squeeze the knee in towards your chest. And then left leg can either stay bent or you can extend it out if it feels good, flexing the left foot. Pull your right knee in towards your shoulder blade, not your shoulder blade, your armpit. And then let's extend our right leg up towards the sky. So might feel good to bend the left knee again to bring it back in. On how tight everything feels. So hands are interlaced behind your right hamstring. Right foot flexed, reaching towards the ceiling. Push down through, so push your hamstring into your hands. Feel your low back come in contact with that. Not creating an uncomfortable arch in our low back. And then option to stay here, or if you want to extend your left leg, lift it up from the ground a few inches, and then inhale your shoulders off the ground. Chin to chest, lift your torso. Might even change where you're holding your leg and move your arms down towards your calf a bit. Take 3 breaths here. Always option to put the left leg down for some more support. Then let's slowly release. Bend into the left knee again. Extend your right arm out towards the side. And then take your right leg over your body for a twist. Shoulder blades are heavy. Gaze up towards the ceiling or over to the right. One more breath in here. And then exhale, let's come back through center. Squeeze the knee into your chest one more time. And then switch your legs out. So left knee comes in towards your chest. Right leg can be bent with right foot on the mat or extended. Pull the left knee up towards your left armpit. Feel compression as your belly breathes in and comes in contact with your left thigh. And then extend the left leg towards the sky. Interlace your hands behind your left hamstring. Feel your low back flat on the mat. Move your shoulders down away from your ears. And then option to deepen. So extending the left leg or the right leg, lift it up just a bit. And lift your shoulders, chin to chest. Hands maybe come to your calf As you pull your left leg towards your face and resist by pushing your leg into your hands. Take 3 breaths here. And exhale, release. Bring our left knee in towards our chest and then cross it over your body for a twist. Left arm extends out to the left. Gaze up at the ceiling, over to the left. One more breath in here. And then exhale, release. Come back to center. Both knees bent, feet on the mat. Back where we started. And let's lift our feet so our shins are parallel to the earth. We're in a reverse tabletop position. Flex your feet. Do a bit of core work here. So you can take your arms out to a cactus or a T, or if it's more supportive, you can just let them rest down by your sides. Deep breath in. As we exhale, drop your knees over towards the left, but let them hover above the earth. Inhale back up through center. Use your core. And then exhale, knees towards the right. Inhale back up. We'll do about 8 of these to each side. So take your time. Use your breath. If you need some more support, place your hands down by your side. It'll just help with your balance a bit. As we explore flexibility, freedom, and stability, see what you're feeling here. Really engaging our lower abdomen. And the closer that you have your knees in towards your chest, the less resistance that you'll feel. The higher up on the abs you'll be engaging. So you decide where you'd like to put your focus this morning. Let's take 1 more to each side. Knees return back to center and then bring both knees in towards your chest. If it feels good to cross your ankles, you certainly can. Either keep your head on the mat, maybe lift your head up. And then we'll rock and roll a couple of times. Up to seated. Pause here for a breath and a little lateral stretch before we move to tabletop. Just take your head to each side. Finding your grounding again, and then inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. So find stability here in your hips. Left hip is heavy. Inhale up. And exhale, other side. Right hip is heavy. Giving our right arm and right fingers some freedom. And then let's inhale back up through center. And exhale, forward fold here with our fingers tented. Begin to move your tailbone back. Tuck your tailbone, belly button to spine, chin towards your chest, round through the back. And then come forward into tabletop. So we'll continue with a little bit more core work this morning. Always an option to do that on your knees. But here in tabletop, let's take some cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. And exhale, round through, chin to chest. Push down through your toes, push down through your hands. Inhale, come forward for cow. And exhale for cat. One more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift. And exhale, cat. Let's take our, extend our legs back and come into high plank here. Always the option to come onto your knees. Push down through your arms and push through your heels. We'll just take a few taps here. So right knee to right elbow. Set it back. Left knee, left elbow. Set it back. Two more each side. Right knee, right elbow. And back. Left knee, left elbow. Back. Last one each side. Back and left. Back. Let's push up into downward facing dog. Paddle out here. Head in between your arms. And find some stillness. Push down through your hands. Bend your knees a bit so that you can lift your hips up and back. Creating an upside down V. One more breath in. And then we'll take our right leg. You can lift it as high as you'd like, and we're going to bring it through into a low lunge. Lands between your hands. Bring your back knee down. Come up, bring your chest up. Hands can rest on your right knee. Be attentive to our hips here. Move the right hip back just a bit. Square the hips. Let's take some shoulder rolls here. Moving our shoulders down away from our ears. On your next inhale, take our arms down by our side and then inhale all the way up. Let your gaze follow your fingers. Slight back bend here. Exhale, we'll take a twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Move the right hip crease back. Inhale, back up through center. Then exhale, back into half splits here. So flex your right toes. Option to use some blocks here. Stretch through the hamstring. And again, be attentive of your hips. So bring the right hip crease back. Then let's flex our right toes, then point our right toe. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Finding the comfortable spot for you as we hold this a little bit longer. And then left arm directly underneath, or left fingers underneath your left shoulder. Take a twist here. So right hip moves back. Inhale the right arm up. One more breath in. And exhale, release. Let's walk back into the lunge. Just take a moment here. Stretch out your hip flexor on the left side. Fingers to the mat, but chest is lifted and extended. Head is raised. And then plant your hands and step your right foot back. You can come into tabletop or you can come into high plank. One more breath here. And then exhale, release to downward dog. You can stay in tabletop if you don't like downward facing dog. Then we'll take our left leg up. And then exhale, bring it to the chest. Work our way forward. Take a moment to find your lunge on this side. Feel the differences between each side. Raise your chest and interlace your hands on your left knee. Pull the left hip crease back just a bit. Shoulders forward. Where are the places of stability here? If you're feeling wobbly, really try pressing down to your back foot and the front On your left foot, the big toe mound. Scissoring your legs together so that we're not collapsing, but there's a lift. Then let's take our arms down by our side. Inhale all the way up. Hands come up over your head. Continue to scissor the legs. Gaze can be up at the sky. And then we'll release to a twist. Exhale. Right arm forward, left arm. Continue to scissor the legs so that this left hip doesn't pop out. Inhale back up through center. And then exhale, we'll push back into half splits on this side. Hips reach back, heart reaches forward. And then inhale, point the toe. Exhale, flex the toe. That stretching on the top of our foot doesn't get to happen very often. Also nice to bring some movement somewhere else so that we're a little bit distracted at what's happening in our hamstring. It helps to open up there. Then find the position you'd like to hold your foot, and we'll bring our right fingers underneath our right shoulder. Inhale our left arm. One more breath in. And exhale. Bring it down. We'll come forward into the lunge one more time. Fingers to blocks or to the mat. Lift your chest. And then let's step back into high plank, downward facing dog. One more breath in here. Let it go. Let's inhale the right leg up again. And exhale, bring it through to a low lunge. This time we'll leave the back knee lifted, so fingers are on either side of your right foot. And then we're going to step the back foot up about a foot or so to come into pyramid. So we've got about 2.5 feet or so in between our feet. Toes are both pointing forward as if you're on train tracks here. So this is pyramid pose. We're going to come into it from a different way in a little bit. But while we're here, bring your hands to your hips for just a minute and see if you can manually move your right hip back just a bit. Then you can bring your hands to blocks, down to the ground. Push down through your back heel. And then let your forehead move towards your right knee. So hands can stay here on either side, or you can interlace your hands behind you. Balance challenge. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And release your hands down next to your right foot. From here, we'll come into standing splits. So the weight comes into your right foot. Then gently lift your left leg. Doesn't have to be high. And then exhale, bring your left toe down towards the mat. Let it tap. Then inhale it up. Bring it down. Inhale it up. Last time, toe taps, and then inhale it up. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. You can bring your hands back by your foot a bit. Let your head come down towards the earth. Feel a lift from your left heel. One more breath in. And then we'll release our left leg down into a long lunge. Bring your left knee to the mat. Bring your hands on the inside of your right foot and toe heel your right foot out to the side. Lizard up here. A little release to your hips, shoulders square. Allow yourself to move into this face next to your right foot. Let's take 2 more breaths here, releasing through the hips. And exhale, release. Bring your right foot back to meet your left to tabletop and then up into downward facing. Feel the difference between each side here. Freedom and stability, and what might be impeding some of the freedom. Perhaps it's a tight hamstring or a tight glute. And let's take our left leg up. Exhale, bring it through to lunge on this side. Square your hips. And then we'll bring our right foot in a bit for pyramid pose. So feet are parallel, like you're walking on a train track. If you're feeling unstable, take your right foot out towards the right just a bit to have a wider stance. Then bring your hand, left hand at least, to the left hip. Manually move it back just a bit. Bring as much of a bend to the front knee as you need, and push down through your right heel. Finding stability in the legs, then allow the heart to come forward. Let the neck be loose, not holding anywhere. An option to keep your hands next to you or interlace your hands behind your back. Find stability by pushing into the right heel and the left big toe mound. By that strong foundation, then the hips can lift up, collapsing our stomach onto our thigh, but resting it gently. More breath in. And exhale, release. Hands come back down to the mat if they're not already. Bring the weight, shift your weight forward. Slight bend in your standing knees so that we make sure we don't lock it out. Then lift your right leg up. Heel leads. Exhale, bring your right toe, big toe down to the mat. And then inhale it up. Keeping the hips square. Exhale, touch. Inhale up. Last time, exhale, touch. And then inhale up and hold. Move your hands back towards your foot just a bit. Head reaches down towards the ground. Two more breaths here. Push through the big toe mound of your left foot. And then exhale, release to a long lunge. Right foot comes down. Right knee to the ground. Ooh, take a deep breath in. Exhale it through your mouth. And toe heel left foot out to the side. Hands on the inside of your left foot for lizard pose. Let's take two more breaths here. And exhale, release. Bring your left foot back. So let's take knees wide, toes come to touch. Sit back into child's pose. Fingers extend forward, forehead to the mat. Here in child's pose, where are the places of stability? You tune into what your feet are doing for you here. Feel into your shin and your knee. And then the heaviness of your hips, allowing them to rock towards the back of your mat. Where is freedom here in child's pose? Is there a place that you'd like a little more freedom? What might offer you that? Would a block or a pillow be helpful? Can you bring your breath in a different way? One more breath in. And slowly release. Come up to your tabletop. Let's tuck our toes into downward facing dog. Just to transition and walk your hands back towards your feet. Take your time. And come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. So notice how different it is to be able to bend forward with both legs in the same spot as opposed to a pyramid. Have as much of a bend in your knees as comfortable. Allow your head and neck to relax. Bring your hands to your shins. Let's inhale up to a halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Head reaches towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. We'll come to stand for the first time. Slight bend in your knees. Take your time as you inhale up, push down through your feet. Inhale up to rise. Arms up over your head. Then exhale, hands to prayer. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your attention to your feet. The stability that they offer. Then let's inhale, arms up over our head. Exhale, cactus your arms, slight back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the ground. Now walk your hands out into high plank. And feel stability here. Always the option to come to your knees. One more breath in. Exhale, push down through your hands, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. And then let's walk our feet up towards our feet. Take your time. Come into a forward fold. Same posture, different part of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale down. Plant the feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Use your left leg as your standing leg. Inhale, right leg up into one-legged mountain pose. Roots down through your left foot. Shoulders move down away from your ears. And we'll take our right foot back for pyramid pose here. So not a full length of a lunge, but about 3 feet between your left toe and your right heel. Let's bring your hands to your hips. And find stability here first. I'm gonna lock out the knees. Inhale your right arm up. And then exhale, hips come back, torso comes forward about 25%. Inhale back up. Exhale, come forward 50%. Maybe bringing a slight bend to the front knee as we increase the tip. I'll back up. Exhale forward 75%. Push down through the back heel. Inhale up. And this time we'll come forward all the way. And leave your left hand on your left hip if you'd like. Or you can bring your right hand and grab, interlace your arms behind your back and grab opposite elbows. So reset, knowing that we're coming into this from a bit of a different start. Left hip shifts back. Stability and freedom. Let your breath move, even though our stomachs are a bit constricted. Hold. Take 3 more breaths here. Slow and steady. And as you exhale, release your arms down to the side. Inhale, arms come up with come back into one-legged mountain. Right leg lifts, left leg with our standing leg. And exhale, set it down. Hands rest down by your side. Feel into both sides. Take a cleansing breath in through our nose and out through the mouth. Take one-legged mountain on the other side. Right leg's our standing leg. Inhale the left leg up. Prayer or be on your hips. Feel the engagement of the lower belly like we did with our core work. And having the stability in our right foot gives us the freedom to move here and bring our left leg back. Pyramid pose. Gently set the left foot down and then adjust as needed. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your leg on railroad tracks. Your left hip a bit forward, right hip back. And then inhale the left arm up. Exhale, hips move back, heart forward, come forward 25%. Inhale back up. Push down through the right big toe. Exhale forward 50%. And come forward 75%. And back up. And come forward, whatever 100% is going to look like today. Maybe slight bend in the right knee. Push down to the left heel. And then if you interlace to opposite elbows, switch your grip behind your back. Continue to move the right hip back. Head reaches forward. Three more breaths here. Release your hands. And inhale, root down to rise up. Come back to one-legged mountain. Lift the left leg. And exhale, set it down. Take our feet out a little bit wide. Heels in, toes out. Inhale, arms up above your head. And then exhale, we'll come down into a deep squat here. So even if your feet are on the ground here, you have a tendency to just kind of dump into this, but keep the legs engaged. Move the heels towards each other. Find some sort of lift. One more breath in. And then exhale. Let's come to our feet. We'll bring our feet together for cobbler's pose. Nice wide diamond if that feels good, or you can bring your heels in closer. You want a little bit more inner thigh. Let's sit up nice and tall, head over heart, heart over your pelvis. More breath in here. And then as we release, we'll come down onto our backs. You can keep your legs as they are. Lower yourself down. Hands can come to your belly or rest down at your sides. Another shape on our back to see where there is stability. What's different between cobbler's pose and having both knees bent and our feet on the ground. And let's use our hands to bring our knees together, bring your feet on the ground. We'll take a twist here. Let's move our hips gently over to the right. Then extend both arms out to the side and let both knees fall to the left. Simple supine twist. Gaze up at the ceiling or over to the right. You can also bring your left leg to your right knee or thigh. That gives a little bit more assistance. One more breath in. And exhale, let's release back to center. This time move the hips over to the left and allow both knees to fall to the right. One more breath in. Exhale, release back to center. Let's bring both knees into our chest. And then extend out into Shavasana. Feel the weight of your body on the ground. And notice in your own body the places that feel more flexible than others. Places that feel stable in this moment. Rest into that. Allow your breath to take you deeper. And drop one ear towards the mat and then the other. Moving your head gently from side to side. Extend your arms out above your head. Nice and long. And then when you're ready, roll onto one side. Hands in towards your chest. As you pause here in this fetal position, posture that reminds us that we can begin again. Give you the space to set an intention for your week. Perhaps something about flexibility and stability, places of finding freedom. Maybe something else. And then when you're ready, bring yourself up to seated. Your hands to prayer. Let's breathe together. Breathe in. Let it go. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Release. Next one. Breathe in. Thank you for being with me this morning, friends. Wishing you a wonderful week. Wishing you flexibility, freedom, and stability. Thank you.